We are wrapping up the 6th day of the creation week, looking at Genesis 1, verse 25. Kai apoiesen ha theos, ta theriates geis kata genos, kai ta ketene kata genos, kai panta ta herpata tes geis kata genos auton, kai aiden ha theos hati kala. Well, as we've seen many times, our operative verb here is apoiesen, with God as the subject, and so this is a third singular aorist active indicative, God made, once again referring back to Genesis 1:1 and some other verses here. God made. Now, what is he making? You'll notice there's a chain of things that he's making here. We begin with tatheria, which we've seen previously. This is like a wild animal of some sort, and the wild animals of the earth. And then we have kata. Kata plus genos there according to its kind. And the Hebrew here is min or mean. It means the same thing. This is according to their type or their kind with that kata there. And then that's repeated multiple times. You see that on the screen. So he's making wild animals of the earth according to kind. And then the katene, that's a typical word for like cattle or ox or just sort of domesticated animals. So he's creating the cattle according to kind. And then all the herpeti. Remember, these are the creepy crawlers, the reptiles that are on the earth, and they are also according to their kind. So God has sort of taken the created set of animals, and he is distinguishing them according to their, phyla and so forth, if you will. And so after he does that, then God aiden. This is the third singular aorist active indicative from horao. Notice with the id here, there is a spelling change and the epsilon on the front end. So God saw, Theos saw, and he saw that it was kala, which is good or beautiful here. And notice it has an accusative neuter plural ending because he's describing all of these things as being good. Now, this description of these animals is alluded to in Romans 1:23. It's not a direct citation, but Paul here is describing how God has made everything, including us, and then humanity in its fallenness has exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images, which we'll see here in a bit. One of the next verses, we'll talk about the image, resembling birds and animals and creeping things, going back to these wild beasts, of course, birds being created elsewhere. So our temptation is not to worship the creator, God here, but to worship all these animals, including us, I suppose, our own image instead. And so Paul here is tapping into this creation line.